Hello everyone, welcome to another matchup guide, and today we're gonna talk about Xiaoyu. Okay, so let's start with the most important thing when it comes to this matchup. And the most important thing is that when you're playing against Xiaoyu, you're not playing Tekken anymore. You're playing Xiaoyu, the video game. And in this new video game that you're experiencing, highs, they do not exist. You don't have highs. Highs, they do not exist. And you only have a couple of mids, like back 4, if you're playing Dragunov, Power Crush, CD4. You only have a couple of mids, and you have lows. So highs, you don't have them. They don't exist. And most of your mids, they don't exist. It's just a couple of them, really. Just a couple of them, and then you have lows. That's basically how it works against this character. You don't have highs, and most of your mids are gone. You just have a couple of them and lows. And she's basically a Dark Souls character. She can dodge roll. She can become invincible. So you need to be careful about what you're doing, and she always have the initiative when it comes to offense. You can never be too aggressive against her, because she can basically turn invincible. She can Dark Soul dodge roll, turn invincible, and launch you. So you basically have to be extremely patient. Most of the times, Xiaoyu is gonna be on the offense, and you have to defend. Moving is extremely useful. I suggest sidestep right. Most sidestep charts, they will suggest you to move towards the left. Personally, I don't like that. I prefer sidestep right. The only thing you have to look out for is really this move here, which tracks towards the right. It's a launcher, but the problem is that, wait, let me record this once again. Here we go. This will tag you if you try to sidestep right. But the problem is that even if you sidestep left, as you can see, this will still realign. The second hit will realign, so I would much rather step right and evade stuff like, for example, this. This can't be evaded towards the left. This will track, but towards the right, you can evade it and launch it. So I highly suggest sidestep right against her. And let's talk briefly about neutral. Neutral is basically non-existent against Xiaoyu, but she has a couple of neutral moves. Don't believe that she is defenseless when it comes to playing the neutral. First up, she has down back 1, which is her demon paw, basically. It works in the same way as Jin's 442, Kazuya's 442. It's a mid, power mid, safe on block, that if she has heat, she can convert into a full combo. And it's of course a heat engager. Then she has forward 4, which is a high homing. This deals chip damage on block, and it's plus, I think, +1. It's +1. It's homing, so this is also used to stop you from sidestepping her. And this move, it gives her a guaranteed back for 1. This is guaranteed. She gets +13. You can see it in the frame display. She gets you can see it. She gets +13, so she can follow up with this, and it's completely guaranteed. She also has 444. This is an approach tool more than a neutral tool. Really. She has many of them. She has a lot of them. She has running free, which is very easy to step, but remember that this is a natural hit launcher. So this will launch you. If she tags you with this, this is a launcher. And it's plus on block, and it puts her into Art of Phoenix, which is one of her main stances. She has Art of Phoenix and she has back turn. So she has this stance and this one, and back turn stance. But we're gonna talk about that later. She has running free, which is a natural hit launcher, like I explained. She has up forward the 3+4, which is another move that will put her into back turn. She recovers in neutral, a -1 with big pushback though, so you never know. If the Xiaoyu is smart, she can try to use that pushback to create a whiff opportunity. She can cancel the back turn stance with a down back like that, and if you try to press a button, that will whiff, as you can see. So Xiaoyu can either decide to approach you after that with a Kali roll or whatever, or she can back away and whiff punish you with this move. This move. Down, up, forward, no, up, back, 3+4. This move here, which has insane reach, and it's a natural hit launcher. And even when you block it, you need to be careful about punishing this move, because I didn't record that. Because this move on its own, I think it's like minus, it's minus 13, but she goes into Art of Phoenix there, so you might think that, oh, I can launch her, because here she can't block when she's in stance, right? And it's true, she can't block, but what she can do there is actually very simple. She can duck into Art of Phoenix, and look at what happens when she does that. By down for 2 whiffs. So you can still launch her with down for 2. If you're fast enough, if you do this super fast, super quickly, you can still launch her. But if you screw up, even of a couple of frames, she can do that and evade your down for 2. So in this case, if like in the case of Dragunov, I prefer to go with back 3. This because back 4, she can't evade it. Even if she ducks down into Art of Phoenix, this is unavoidable, unless she's laying on the ground. But this is your main whip punisher with her. When you're playing Dragunov, you should try to find a move, a similar move if you play another character. A mid that has a very good low hitbox so that she can't evade that. So be careful when she does this, because you can't use down for 2 or any mid that can be evaded by that, because she's just gonna try to duck into Art of Phoenix to evade your punishment. So in that case, if you're using Dragunov, I would stick with back 4-3. But again, we were talking about approach tools. She also has her front roll that she can cancel into Art of Phoenix. She has a million of different options. She has this 4-4, which will put her into Hypnotist, which is another stance, by the way. She has a third stance, which is Hypnotist. This stance here. How do you do the mid option? Oh, you need to press 2. She has a mid hit engager, safe on block. Wait. Safe on block that she can convert into a full combo if she has heat. Wait, I didn't convert. There you go. She can convert into a full combo. And she also has this low, which is only minus 13 on block. If she waits a little bit, this is a launcher. This is a low launcher, still minus 13 on block. I would say that's it for approach tools. This is basically her neutral. She technically also has this, which has pretty good reach. It's 26 frames though, and it's steppable. It's +6 on block. And puts her into backturn stance. This is also a move that Xiaoyu might try to apply. But this is basically her neutral. She's not defenseless, as you can see. She has insane options. And you can't contest that neutral. I would say don't even try to contest that neutral, because she can just evade everything. Especially if she does this. You want to try to be on the defensive. You don't want to really contest it. You want to try to be a bit more defensive and try to play around this neutral by sidestepping like this. Unfortunately, you need to be careful about the high homing. But yeah, you can try to do something like sidestep into duck. That's also a good option. Yeah, you don't get tagged by that. But the general idea against this neutral is really just to sidestep and whiff punisher like this. You don't want to try to contest too much. You want to try to be defensive, move around, and wait for your make her whiff and try to find your opportunity to score a big launch. Or just a heat engager, whatever. Even if you want to stick with backward 3, if something more safe, try to be a bit more defensive. Don't be too aggressive. You can try to create some offense with running 2 if you're playing Dragunov, but you really need to be careful when you're applying this move. Don't try to overextend. When you have a good opportunity, place that running 2, start your offense, but don't try to force the run into. You have to be a bit more defensive when you're playing against this character. Alright, so now let's talk about her offensive tools. Xiaoyu, a little bit like Orange, she really loves strings that will transition into one of her stances. She has a million of different options. She has 2-1, she has forward 3-1, down back 2, which is her main low, transitions into back turn stance. She has a million of different options. This is plus on block, it's a high. But the thing is that even labbing all of these different situations, even if she is in minus frames when she uses a string, for example, let's say forward 3-1 here, she might be in minus frames, but that doesn't matter because she has this. She has Kali roll, which is, you know, an insane attack. We're gonna talk about that move. But you basically, even if she's in minus frames, it's not your turn. It's never your turn when it comes to this character. So even if you know that she's in minus frames, don't press. Don't try to interrupt her, because that move, it's the scariest thing. It's one of the scariest tools she has. But overall, in terms of stances, I would say her weakest stance is Art of Phoenix, because her most threatening low is 3+4 here, this low here. She doesn't have a lot of, like, she has a couple of lows, but that is the most threatening one. But the thing is that I feel that this low is kinda reactable. Now, this move is 23 frames, so it is basically insanely, like, it is reactable, but it's insanely difficult. Like, you will see top level players reacting to 23 frames lows, but for the most part, you know, normal people, they just can't do that, right? And I can't do that as well. I can't react to Kazuya's down 1+2. But I feel that for some reason, I don't know what's wrong, maybe the animation or something, I feel that this move is kinda reactable. Like, you can't block this on reaction. Maybe you're not gonna be able to block it every single time, especially if the Xiaoyu has good timing. She's not gonna go immediately with the low. She's gonna pressure you, whatever, and then when you least expect it, she's gonna throw this out. But I would say that for the most part, you should be able to see this move on reaction and block. I recorded this. As you can see, by the way, remember that this low can't be launched the regular way. You can't use while standing 2. You have to float this with a while standing 4. You see, this is a little bit like slides, like Law and Shahin's slides. You have to float this. You can't launch her with while standing 2. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. But as you can see, I can kinda react to that. Now it depends, like if you're stressed, you know, but for the most part I feel that I can kinda see that low. Like I can block it on reaction. But, you know, like I understand if you can't do that because it's a 23 frames low. That is very personal. I think it really depends on the person. Like, personally, I think that the animation is kinda reactable, but it's a 23 frames, so I think it's something that it's personal. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But if you can, if you train, and you know, if you can react to that move, it's a huge plus, because Art of Phoenix becomes way less scary as a stance. It basically becomes a stance used only to evade stuff, but you just hold back. When you see that low, you duck and you launch her. You need to remember the conversion, because you might screw up. You might want to go with while standing 2. That happens to me as well. But unfortunately, I don't know why the developers decided that that low should be floated. And the thing is that Xiaoyu also has a snake edge. Quite similar in terms of animation, but this has to be launched the regular way. You have to use while standing 2. To launch that, it can be a bit confusing. The scariest stance is probably back turn stance, because from back turn stance she has access. First off, she has access to her launching throw. She can do it from, you know, from regular stance like this as well, but she can do it from back turn as well. As you see, she can just do this and launch it. This is a launching throw. I don't know the combo. I think it's something like this. something like this. But she can launch basically with that throw. It's a 1+2 throw. You can break it. It's a waning moon, but it is insanely strong. It is especially in back turn where she can mix that up with regular throws. So you never know. It's basically an ambiguous throw game. It could be the 1+2, or it could be a generic throw. That must be you have to break it by using 1 or 2. But you don't know. You can't see from the animation. So you can't see the animation is the same. Not only that, she also has a launching low sweep, 24 frames. Now this, compared to the Art of Phoenix low sweep, this I can't react to this move. I can't react to this move. Even though it's 1 frame slower, but this I can't react. I can't react to this move. And this will, of course, it will bound combo. And outside from that, you know, which are the main threats when it comes to mix-ups, she also has Kali roll, which is the most one of the most absurd, if not the most absurd move Xiaoyu has. Let me explain why. This move, it's a natural hit launcher that tracks both sides. And I'll record this. So this is a natural hit launcher that tracks both sides. You can't step this. You see? Do you see the tracking there? This move is basically homing. It can't be stepped. In any way, shape or form, you can't step this. This is basically homing. Natural hit launcher, -11 on block. And now you might think, okay, it's -11 on block, but she's in back turn stance, so I can do a down for 2 and launch her. No, you can't, because she has a 2 frames parry from back turn stance. She does this, look. She's just gonna do this. If you try to do down for 2, she's gonna parry the down for 2. And the thing is that even you don't take damage there, of course, thank God you don't take damage. But this is basically a 2 frames parry. If I do a downward 1, which is 13 frames, she's gonna evade that. She's gonna parry that. She's -11 there. So basically this is a 2 frames parry. And of course, you know, the biggest problem of this move is the evasion. I'm gonna show you that. Wait, I'm gonna use a string to get there. Like this. Of course, hides, we can't use them, right? But let's take a look at the mids. This is downward 1. This is downward 4. This is down back 2. This is back 2. Power crush also generally sometimes will whip. So you basically, you can't really press when she's in back turn stance because of the threat of this move. Unless you go with something that you know that she can't evade. Like for example back 4. Back 4 is a good mid check for Dragunov. But everything else, downward 1 is gonna get evaded. Same goes with downward 4. So, and that move also evades lows. At the very end of the animation here, see? The last part of the animation also evades lows. Alright, so to recap, this is a natural hit launcher that tracks both sides, it's -11 on block, and evades highs, mids, and lows. Now with Dragunov I'm lucky because I can use 1-3-2 and get a full combo. This is unescapable in this position. But if you're playing a character without a string like this, where you can get a guaranteed launch on her, yeah, have fun dealing with this, to be honest. But, okay, we talked about back turn stance. You, like, for the most part, if you can, you wanna try to evade, but this move tracks like crazy, so you wanna try to step left into a quick block here. You wanna block immediately, because this move has insane tracking. And even when it whiffs, you can't really punish her. If she hits you on the side, you can't really punish her because she's still -11, so there I can't do 1-3-2. So yeah, basically try to sidestep left this stance when she's in back turn stance. You can try to power crush, there's not going to work, but for the most part, power crushing is a good option when Xiaoyu is back in back turn stance. If you really you have to check her, try to use something that you know she can't evade, and try to move towards the left when she's in back turn stance. That is really the best defensive strategy you can try to apply against Xiaoyu and against that specific stance. Now, when it comes to her last stance, which is the Hypnotist, there is really not much she can do. You just have to take a guess here. She can go either with a mid or with a low. Most of the transitions are heavily plus on block, so you can't really do anything. Here she can do the mid, she can do the low. The low is only minus 13 on block, so maybe you could try to low parry it. But here it's a pure guess. Like here it's a pure guess. If you want to try to block low, maybe you can try to low parry, because the move is only minus 13 on block. But for the most part, yeah, this is basically a pure guess. Alright, so now let's talk about her defensive tools. Generally, a Xiaoyu player will try to prevent you from approaching by using back 1+2. Xiaoyu players, they really love this move as a keep out. Although technically Xiaoyu also has a neutral orbital, which I think it would be a much better option to spam as a keep out. But most Xiaoyu players, they really love to use this move. The neutral orbital is also a counter nature, as you can see. She can get a full combo out of she can float too. And it recovers very quickly, but most Xiaoyu players, they like to use back 1+2. Remember that this is minus 13 on block, I think, but it has good tracking both sides. And when it comes to defensive tools, I think that Xiaoyu is not a really scary character when it comes to defensive tools. She has a parry, Xiaoyu might try to use her regular parry, or I don't know, she also has that chop here, this move here. They really like to use this as a defensive option, but she doesn't really have lows that will dodge everything and launch you something like Lee's down 3, for example, or Lars down back 4. She doesn't really have that, or Devil Jin's backswing blows, Samsara. She doesn't really. She struggles a little bit with pressure. When she getting pressured, she struggles a little bit. You might see Xiaoyu players trying to go manually into Art of Phoenix to evade a little bit, but they don't really have crazy evasive options, you know, when they are on the defensive. But now I would say let's go watch a replay and see what happens in a real match. Okay, so I found this replay. Let's see what happens here. I start the round with a sidestep. Unfortunately, I get clipped a bit. We're playing a little bit of a neutral while standing 4. I try the 1-2-1. She doesn't punish though, or she misses the punish there. See? Beautiful sidestep there. She tried to go with her Demon Paw. I stepped out and I went with back for free. It's always a good idea because you never know if she went with something evasive. So back for free is a reliable option. I go with a throw. She doesn't do anything on wake up, so I do CD4. I cancel that with a heat dash. Unfortunately, there I get counter hit. There we go. Okay, she blocked the spring kick, but she didn't really punish that. I don't think that's a punish, right? Not sure if that's a punish. I don't think so. Although I don't see the spark there, so I think I didn't press. I don't know if that's. I don't know the startup of that move. Maybe it is a punish. I mean, definitely not the low, because the low is you can block it. That's not a natural combo, but it's a bit hard to react. I'm in rage. I break the throw. That was a generic throw, I think. Downward 1-4 connects. Again, you see there, she did back 1+2 as a keep out. She expected me to run in, but that whiffed. I didn't whiff punish that though. Running 2. She ducks the throw. 1-2-1. She goes with. She didn't punish at all. She went with her Snake Edge, but she cancels the Snake Edge into back turn. That's also another trick she has. I get interrupted. The low. She goes with. She has heat, so she goes with her Heat Smash from back turn stance. This move can be sidestepped. Let me trigger the control. This move can be step, but it's a bit tricky to do. Yeah, there. And there, unfortunately, I think you have to step left this move. Yeah, you can kind of step it. I don't know if it is more consistent towards the left or towards the right. This is a bit of a problem with this move. But it is steppable, but it's a bit difficult to do. I block the low there. I press while standing 1-2. That connected on counter it, but I didn't get the back for free. Yeah, I tried, but I got up back 4, unfortunately. That was a misinput. I was trying to go with back for free, but I got up back 4. I get hit by that. That's a natural combo. Okay, she's ducking most of my throws. There, big mistake by me. I pressed there. I used the high. And she did the Kali roll, and that crushed my 2-1. She launches me. I cancelled that into heat dash. The throw connects. And she kills me with back 3. I think it's back 4-1. Back 4-1. Alright, sorry for the small cut. Here I sidestep towards the left. I usually sidestep towards the right, but luckily it worked. I follow up with back 4-3. Then I use a throw. It works. She goes with back 1+2 as a keep out. Unfortunately, CD4 doesn't connect, but I cancel that into a heat dash. Back 4-2-1. Back 4-2-1. That connects because she keeps pressing. Down 2 while standing 4. I step. See, I step her demon paw. She ducks the throw. There was very risky. I used the high. Unfortunately, it's a bit hard to not use highs in this game. You're so accustomed, against every other character, but against her you really can't. But it's hard not to do that. It becomes muscle memory at some point. So that was a bit of a mistake by me, but luckily it worked. Then I follow up with a throw, which is unbreakable in that situation. I block the demon paw, and for some reason she's pressing on block, and back 1-2 connects. There she goes with while standing 4. This is something that you wanna, if you play Dragono, you wanna familiarize with. When you do down 2, she can follow up with a while standing 4. Wait a minute. Let me record this. Here, she can follow up with a while standing 4. And this move is extremely tricky to sidestep. Now, as you can see, I can do it, but when you're very close to her, that move has a lot of tracking. And because I really like to play on player 2, that move tracks towards the right. I can't sidestep towards the left. I can only sidestep towards the right, but that move has incredible tracking. But if you do a single sidestep, I usually like to sidewalk. But in that situation, you want to do a single sidestep. If you do that, if you're perfectly on axis, if you're a little bit off axis, it's probably not going to work. But if you're perfectly aligned with Xiaoyu and you do just a regular sidestep, you don't do a sidewalk. Because usually when you do a sidewalk, in the first part of the animation, you have less evasion. So if you just do a regular sidestep, you will be able to evade it. Regular sidestep, and you do down for 2 like this. This is you want to familiarize with this if you play Dragono. This is something that I didn't talk about this in the first part of the video. Again, here, I was ready this time. I was waiting for the Kali roll here, and I punish her with 1-3-2. Super damaging. I get the whole conversion. I think you can get even more damage than that. That wasn't max damage. Because you can do this. You can do this. Which is a bit more damaging. And then you finish like this. But whatever. I still get the conversion. Stays on the ground, running 2, down 2, running 2, she presses, and I get the counter. Now let's take a look at the second match. And now the interesting thing is that because I punished her Kali roll, she was so scared of me punishing that she never used that move again. You will see. She's scared to death to use that move. There, unfortunately, that move is launch punishable. Here, this is minus 18, as you can see. But again, it's a single hitting move. It's a bit hard to react, and it's very fast, and the block's done. It's a bit, you know, it's fast. It's difficult to react to that move. Then what happens? Yeah, that's also a move that you want to keep in mind. She can do 1-2, and then she can do her Demon Paw. And that move is completely safe. That mid extension is completely safe. So she's doing 1-2, delay 1. I think that's the notation. But she does that. She's doing a delay, and then she adds the mid. That's also something you want to keep in mind. If the Xiaoyu player likes to use that, it's also something you're gonna keep in mind. Back 4-2-1 connects on counter hit. I get the launch. This is gonna deal 1,000,000 damage. And I go with Oki. I finish the combo with running 2. I go with Oki. I went with Oki. Okay, we trade. That should have been a whiff punish, but that move is so tricky. It has multiple active frames, so you never know when you're allowed to press. That's also another reason why it's so difficult to punish. It has multiple active frames, so you never know if you're gonna get clipped or not. So yeah, it can be a bit scary to whiff punish, considering it's a natural hit launcher as well. Again, as you can see, she's not trying to use Kali roll. Oh, she's way too scared. There, as you can see, she cancelled that into... She cancelled the back turn. She tried to block. She was expecting me to go with the 1-3-2. There, that was a fake. That was a fake. She tried to do that. It's not true. Let's say she cancelled that. Okay. Again, as you can see, she's not doing Kali roll ever. She's not doing Kali roll at all. She's way too scared. She's trying to bait me. CD4, not connected. CD4, running 2. I get counter hit. I blocked the low, was expecting the low. Although, if you can try to low parry, I think it's a better option. You want to try to low parry when you're expecting the low. Back 4-2-1, she ducks the last hit. I get launched. She tried to go with a homing. I think she was expecting me to sidestep. Back turn CD1. Yeah, I don't know the conversion for that. 2-1 connects, and I finished the round with CD3. But that's it for today's videos. I hope you enjoyed this guide. Let me know if this helped you with the Xiaoyu matchup. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and take care.